Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. How are y'all doing today? So, I've seen a couple videos, and it seems like the hype currently for Shadowbringers is insanely real, but there's speculations going on because World of Warcraft playing its tactics, saying we're going to release an update June 25th for 8.2, and then you have this going on over here and that going on over there, and so it becomes a question. It becomes a really good question. Even as a gamer, can another game pull you away from what you're playing? And for me, it's relevant because I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV currently. Now, I have played multiple MMOs, and I do mean multiple. So it kind of becomes this little bit of a question, like, what is the determining factor to make you leave a current MMO? And I think there's a lot of things that have to go into each individual to determine whether or not they can be pulled away from their current game. I don't care what game you play. I really don't. It can be anything. Like, you could be playing DCUO, you could be playing ESO, you could be playing WoW, you could be playing Final Fantasy XIV, you could be playing EverQuest, you could be playing, so many different products out there. But the question of it is, what determines the temptation to go to another MMO? And I don't think, and this is why I'm wanting to say this today, I don't think it's the marketing or the temptation of what a game's going to give you. It's not like a single RPG where you can beat a game and you're just waiting for a new product to come out that you can purchase. And in an MMO, we invest a lot of time and dedication to building our online experience. So majority of MMOers are hesitant to initially leave a game just because players are playing this game over here. It literally has to take a company to screw up or a complete disassociation for an MMOer to leave a product. That could mean the game's dying. It could mean that, they didn't like the last expansion. So, they're not happy with the product. There could be a number of reasons. But typically, when gamers are invested in a game, it's hard to pull those gamers away. And I think that's going to be the biggest issue for Blizzard currently, is trying to find, how do we get our players back? Well, if they're investing all this time, it's going to be really hard to. And like for me, I came from ESO. Now, I would go back to ESO for PvP because Final Fantasy XIV PvP isn't that good. But I'm waiting until at least January to see if they can get their shit together. If they can get their shit together, will I play ESO for PvP? Yeah, but for PvE, I think I'm done because I'm happy where I'm at currently. That's not to say that it won't get boring for me. There's just so much to do. I don't see the time to juggle multiple MMOs at that point. Oh, snap. Come on. It's not gonna go? Okay. Thank you. Just keep going, dude. Do 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 do. You got a puppy lost. Or a kitty cat. Trying to save up for this one. I didn't want to blow it too early. There we go. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. Okay, there we go. So I honestly think, for me personally, can another game pull me away from Final Fantasy XIV? I don't know. They'd have to do a lot of things to tempt me. I feel like it would have to be an existing game, but it would have to be so, like, a lot of, you know, humbleness, from the company. That's what I'm saying. Because once a player leaves, it's basically you're shot yourself in the head. Just keep pulling, man. Keep pulling. Hell yeah. Damn you, dude. Yo, Oren, what's up? Unlikely for the time being. Expansion is around the corner. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't see that. Not stopping you from playing another MMO, though, too. Right. Cough, cough, cough. Yeah, I know, like, once everything gets settled in, I definitely got to go check out City of Heroes. I really do. I really do, brother. I really do. But, yeah, no, I'm having a really good time. And I feel that, you know, one of the things I keep... You know, I think the problem, like, companies, like, kind of screw themselves, man. I mean, that at the end of the day, why do gamers leave games? It's because they're tired of something. They're frustrated. It's not because they want to leave. It's not because they didn't enjoy the game. It's just like it's almost like their voice isn't being heard, or the game went in such a bad direction, they were like, you know what, I'm out. Okay. All right. Looks good. No, I'm definitely enjoying myself. You're right about that. I don't know if I could, the funny thing is, you keep looking for a game and you're like, what am I going to play, man? Because prior to City of Heroes coming out, which it did, I was just like, I don't know, man. Oh, decided to break out the summoner today. This is going to change so much. This job's going to change so much. The way the pets work, I'm going to have to test out like Ifrit versus Garuda, if I can swap the two. Titan, like how am I going to utilize Titan if I'm going to utilize Titan? Devotion's up. Go, go, go. Oh. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh my god. That was some scary shit, man. I was waiting for the Sam. I was like, is it gonna hit it? I'll hit it. Come on, Limit Break. I know, right? What, no Dragoon love? I'm doing the VATS. I can't do it on the 70. I have to be level 70 to do these ones. Or else I would. But, yeah. If I was 70 with it, yeah, I'd probably put them in there. You know, I rotate the 2 dailies with my DPS if I'm going to DPS. So, like yesterday I did the Samurai, so I thought today I'd break out the Summoner. Now, I play Red Mage a lot, so that's how I do. I rotate, but I need to get the Dragoon up to 70. So that's the thing. Dragoon is currently sitting at 63. I'm thinking by next week, before Shadowbringers launches, I should have him to 70. I'll have the White Mage and the Paladin done by this afternoon. No problem. You know, no problem there. I don't see a problem like getting those guys up there. I personally don't, but you know, it's something. But yeah, like honestly, like if this game had good PvP, that would be another hard pull for me, because like I could see myself going to another game to PvP, right, and staying with this game for PvE. Especially once everything's getting like settled in, like a couple months down the line. But unfortunately, this game's PvP is struggling, and I don't see it being rectified anytime soon. That doesn't break my heart, because in PvE, I love this game. I love it. I love it. Now the question becomes, can you get my attention in your game for PvE? Well, you got a lot to go against, because once a MMOer gets settled into a game, it's hard to pull them away once they get settled. Like me, I like jumping around. I usually try to look for excuses to leave a game after a while. And for ESO, it was just performance. Like I got to a point in the game where PvE no longer quenched my thirst. So I delved into more frequent PvP, which I was only averaging PvP like 5 hours a week. And on the grand scale of things, that's really nothing in comparison to more dedicated players. But the more I knew it was going to be problematic, because I knew the game had issues, like a lot of serious issues. And because I did get into the PvP, and because I knew what was going to happen, because I knew what the problems were, it was like I'm basically shooting myself in the head by doing this. And unfortunately, it came to fruition. You know, it was inevitable. And that's not saying that PvP isn't fun. It's just the performance is so bad that it makes PvP frustrating. So it's not saying that the PvP's not fun. I'm not saying that. I'm actually saying it's because of performance issues that you literally start regretting to PvP. And now I had to look for another game to grab my attention. So I'm floating. I'm kind of going through. And then Hercules was like, hey, Mystic, have you tried Final Fantasy XIV? And I'm like, no, I did try Final Fantasy XI. I really didn't like Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XI was just not my cup of tea, because at the time, it was not only story progressive, but it was so drawn out. Like, everything was so drawn out in Final Fantasy XI that I couldn't really justify wanting to play Final Fantasy XI at that time. Because it was like really extensive. And I was like, no. I don't think Final Fantasy MMOs are going to be my cup of tea. And lo and behold, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I took one experience and made, I made an, assumption that, this game wasn't going to be as good or up to my expectations. So I presumed that because of my experience in Final Fantasy XI, I wasn't going to enjoy Final Fantasy XIV, and I was wrong. So with that being said, you know, I jumped over. At first, the first couple of days, questionable, but after the first week, after a week and a half, I saw the benefits of being able to switch out jobs, being able to play different ways, you know, seeing all the potential. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually getting intrigued. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm buying the game. I'm subbing. And within 2 weeks, I subbed. Now, that because, you know, I was still kind of hesitant. I was still reluctant. And I feel like up until you get into the 50s, and once you get towards, like, the best storyline fundamentals come from A Realm Reborn. All the foundation elements are set in A Realm Reborn. But when you go from that to Heaven's Ward, there's a big transition of, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, with combat, you know, and then on top of it, oh, let me eat more food. On top of the, you know, the increased combat capability. Oh, shit. God, I love the summoner on ad pulls. I deal so much god dang damage. When there's a, like, when I get my rotation in, it's like boom, boom, boom. I'm like dropping nukes. Like, move, target acquired. I'm gonna wait for it. There it is. Hell yeah, boys. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? God. I'm sick with it. Give me a game that has got macros. Just give it to me. Hand it over. Don't worry. I'll be fine. Don't anybody ever worry about poor little Mystic. Keep pulling. Keep pulling, assholes. No, I'm joking. They're not assholes. I'm the asshole. Go, 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 go. Accidentally blew my devotion. I should have waited. I was like, man. Okay. I've got him, though. Got Bahamut ready. Okay. Turn. Turn. Look at that. I knew exactly where I was going. Boom, boom. Okay. Ah. Yo, Thumbjack. Did they or are they going to readjust the 1 to 50 experience? I don't know. I heard that it's a bit of a slog, which is the only thing stopping me from jumping in. It is slow, but the story is really good. It's about the story. Yeah, the story is really good. Yeah, the story is amazing. Hey, Chrissy. No, Jack. The story is, it drags out. I'm not going to lie to you. The story drags out, but it sets the foundation, and it's high quality story. Like, that's why everybody's pumped about the expansion, because of the, extended story. Like, it's not just the new raid and just not the new dungeons and not the new level cap. It's literally a part of the story progression as well. It's best to think of it like a solo game for the storyline with MMO capability. You have the MMO elements when you're queuing. But they're also introducing trust, which helps out with that content as well. All right. Just keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, dude. Keep. Go. Go. I got you. I like the summoner. I do. I mean, I know it's not the black mage. I get that. I get it. It's not the black mage. But when it comes to like AoEs and dots, I like it. I'm really looking forward to seeing, hopefully, that I can use Ifrit, like switch out from Garuda to Ifrit. But I'm just worried about Titan. Like, what's Titan going to do? Like, what? What am I going to do with Titan? You know? I'm actually surprised we got through. We just beat that phase, which was good. Give it up to the red mage. Ooh, what is this? It's a furnishing pass. That's awesome. Yeah, it is. It's really good. Titan should be tanking some. It should, but the problem of it is, so, okay, so this is what happened, Warren. So pets no longer with 5.0, pets aren't going to take any damage, including Titan. So I believe, and I believe that this is the case, they're taking away Titan's taunt because he's indestructible. Like, can you imagine if Titan just taunt? You basically have an indestructible tank. If he's not going to take any damage. Because Ifrit, the problem is we all use Garuda. Why nobody uses Ifrit? I mean, nobody uses Ifrit. Nobody. It's just pointless to use Ifrit. You know? Because if he goes in on a raid and he hits it, you know, on the boss, he's melee. He doesn't get out of the AoE. He dies. Now you're on a cast time. And I honestly think since they made it instant, they could have kept the damage applied to the pets. So Titan still could have been, you know what I'm saying, manageable as the tank pet. But since, and, you know, if it died, you know, you could instant cast him. I don't know why they didn't do that. I mean, to be honest with you. Because they could have played it like the Trust. Which they still might. They still might revert that. I'm not saying they won't. But, like, you know, I don't think the pet should be immune to every damage. I get that, you know, like Garuda just sits in the back. He follows you. Garuda, she follows you everywhere, you know. So, yeah, that was the problem. I did all my dailies till reset. So I only got main scenario. Might as well go in, grab some XP out of it. I hate the cutscenes, but could be a buffer for Titan 2. Damage reduction for the part. That's a good idea. That's not a bad idea. That isn't a bad idea at all. It really isn't. That actually would work. That would. I hope you're having a good day, Chrissy. And Thumbtack, thank you for stopping in, man, and asking. Because the funny thing is, this game... Like, what I keep asking myself, like I told people, I'll go back to ESO for PvP after update 24 if it looks good. But going back for PvE, I can't see myself doing that anymore because I'm happy where I'm at with this game. I like the raids. I like the fact that we have the way everybody still has the progression system. And if you want... you know, your fluff, you want your mounts, you want your achievements, and you want that you know, the prestige that goes with it, fine. Because there's challenging aspects of the game that still won't prohibit. And that's what makes this community really good. There's still progression for everybody, but do you want the extra little perks? And that's one thing I did like about ESO, that ESO does have, you know, if you want to do the vet content and get the titles and get the skins, that's up to you, but nothing stops you from completing the content. The problem with Elder Scrolls though in PvE, it's just like there's nothing that incentivizes players to farm or keep progressing, or what is the progression system in ESO? It's open-ended, but there are ways to implement that, but yo, yo, yo. Excuse me. Ugh. I'm just gonna miss my ultimatum. Oh my god, let's go. And then I need to get some stuff to dust off my poor board. Oh yeah, come on. Probably after this I'll farm up some more irregular tombstones. We're getting there. This is the thing, like, I feel like they need to do. Make it... I understand that this is part of the last storyline. Essence to the storyline. But can we get... like, people who are coming in, like, the option to at least cut the scene? Or can you basically just, you know, trim it down a little bit? Like, I think the dialogue is good, but it's a little, like, once again, just a little, you know, it's hard, man. And I understand you can't cut out a lot of dialogue, but can you trim it down a little bit? I don't mind the cutscenes. It's the extended dialogue. It's like you know, somebody wanted to be very specific and very well. It's well written. Don't get me wrong, man. It's well written. I mean, it is very well done. The storyline in this game is phenomenal. The CGI is amazing. I seriously, some of the CGI in this game, I just adore the CGI in this game. Like, I tell people, like, I'm like, you see that trailer? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, that is our CGI in the game. They're like, what? I'm like, no. That is our cutscenes. That's not a promotional. I'm like, certain things are promotional. I'm like, but do you see this part right here? Like the second part to the Shadowbringers when they released it for E3. I'm like, that's our CGI. That is our CGI. Like, the first one had a lot of, you know, promotional elements to it. Like, not actual game reflected in game. But that second one, I'm like, that's completely what our experience looks like in Final Fantasy XIV. Great. Yeah, thanks. Always nice when a healer goes AFK. Gets everybody killed. Was the healer AFK? Oh my god. Jeez, Mateezus, man. It's a run through. We're trying to clear. We're not. God. What the hell are you people doing? I should smack people. It's just a drive-by, man. Just like, let's go. We already got cutscenes to deal with. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Irish, what's up, dude? Take it easy, business. Gotta hit the guy. Yep, you take care. Have a good day. Samurai, best job. Changed my mind. I've never seen anyone die. I know, dude. Wait, how the hell did I die? Oh, Irish, did you see the promotion? If you buy a prepaid card on Amazon for Final Fantasy XIV, you get a free black fat chocobo. Good day to get a prepaid, dude. Yeah, first time I died on a pole like that, I'm like, what the hell? Where the hell were the healers? Dude, I have no idea. They were like, one was like way in the back, and I have no idea what happened. I'm like, was the healer AFK? What the hell? I mean, all you have to do is just tap me with a heal, and I'm good to go. I'm like, what the hell? I'm burning GCDs left and right. I'm like, blah. Crazy, man. Crazy. Let's go. I actually got complimented twice on this outfit yesterday. They're like, holy shiny glamour, you're sparkly. Or something like that. That was, or no, holy glamour, you're shiny. I'm like, yeah, thank you. I'm a paladin. I can't wait for Gunbreaker, dude. I'm so good. I only got 3 days to grind Gunbreaker. Oh my god. I'm gonna try to get Gunbreaker in 3 days. I'm gonna stock the Mountain Dew, man. Okay, let's kick in the afterburners. They're all probably like, we're gonna die again. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm dead. Ooh, here is new. Stop. Balls. Following chain. Holy shit. It's easy. Of time. It's not hard. Don't attack until... Jeez. Second death today. And a story progression. Right? Jeez. Paladin. Yeah, it's my Paladin. Someone did a Gunbreaker video. Looks pretty damn amazing. Dude, I'm busting out the Gunbreaker. I'm busting it, Irish. I'm busting out the Gunbreaker. As soon as it launches, it'll be the first thing I do. I have a bottle of, to change my race if I want to, but I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold off and see how many people do what, because I don't want to run around with what everybody's running around as if I do a race change. If I do a race change, Yeah, I ended up picking up that thing with Amazon. They were sold out for a minute, and I was like, free black chocobo. I mean, I got the regular fat chocobo, but the free black fat chocobo, with the purchase. I was like, for whatever. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I tried to get the one card, but it was the one that, like, a physical copy that ships, and I was like, you know what? Screw that. I'm like, I canceled that order. It's going to take a little bit of time to recredit it, and, but But I canceled that out. And it said, like, takes up to 2 days to get the confirmation for the whatever. But I was like, yeah, might as well pay ahead of time. Oh, shit. Wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. I know. Ah, shit. Oh, no. Something happening to my mouse. There it is. No! Ah! Yeah, I know the Gunbreaker definitely is going to be something I'm jumping into. Right from the rip. I'm going to do a tank video, like doing a comparison, comparing all the game, the way the tanks, you know, differ, and what players can expect based on their preference. So it's not about saying, you know, I feel the tanks are in a good place with Shadowbringers, and, you know, because I don't feel that they're going to have too many tanks that are going to be like, you know, this tank can't do this because of the meta. I feel like the tanks have a closer gap. Like, that's not to indicate that the meta won't have a, you know, a clear-cut, you know, deciding factor on, you know, which teams pick up which tanks. But it, you know, I think it's going to be definitely more preference-based. But cookies. I'm a paladin. I refuse the dark side. Chrissy, what's up? They look like aliens with that armor on, right? They look like ragdolls from the old Republic. Oh, dude. Yeah, Chrissy, right. Never thought about that. Let it consume you. Embrace the darkness. That was good stuff. And I got 3 irregular tombstones out of that run. Yeah, 3. So that's good. That's good. Overall, I'm pretty, like I said, I am stoked. We got a lot of things coming up with, we're 9 days away from the expansion, or early access, I should say. So, July 2nd is the official date. And I'm so close to leveling on this, dude. I got a little bit more to my work cut out, but honestly, I feel like coming to this game, if you underestimate anything, like anything, try it out in life. If you're trying any game, if you're going to leave a game, and I think companies need to realize this, you can't keep luring back every customer with a patch, an expansion. If you mess up as a company, you better make, you have to take retention serious. You have to take marketing research serious. You have to take customers' opinions serious. You have to take performance serious. When you have an established game, the only thing that you risk, if you have let me rephrase that. If you have a successfully established game, meaning you have done what a lot of companies want to do when they launch, and that's get players' attention. And then all of a sudden you're growing. The one thing you can't afford to do is perceive that you know better than your consumers, or fail at providing the quality of service to your consumers. Because at the end of the day, it's harder to win back a customer than to get a new customer. And that's the facts in sales and life. Once you've burned bridges with a consumer, it's harder for that customer to go back and trust you. It's hard. Once a consumer, a paid customer, leaves and stops utilizing your services, it's because they found something better elsewhere. And I don't mean in Elder Scrolls. Joking. Yeah. But I'm just saying, they found better going somewhere else. And you cannot afford as a company to let that happen. And Blizzard let it happen. They assumed that they knew better. Like the devs assumed we know what we're doing. The directors, producers, they all assumed they knew better. And the company as a whole, and the way they were going, I've always said the one bad thing about linear MMOs, they don't take advantage of their backlog, their content. They keep adding levels, and never the players will ever experience that zone again, that dungeon again. And I feel that's what Final Fantasy XIV does. Now, do I think that they should be able to do I want them to do something like Mythic? No, but they could. I don't want like a Mythic Plus in Final Fantasy XIV. But at the same time, I want them to keep doing what they're doing and make maybe a different, maybe a harder version or a scaled, a scaled version. Right? And I think that's what they're planning on doing, a scaled version of the old content. Right? Because what it does, it just keeps players interested in the content. But in this game with the roulette system, it was put together brilliantly. It keeps players keep going back to older content for the incentives of their tombstones. It also, and when you're crafting, the crafters have to go back for materials to craft components for newer recipes. So the zones stay relative in a linear system. And World of Warcraft failed at that. EverQuest 2 failed at that. EQ1 there was still no point going back to the old zones. Rift, same thing. Any game that has zoned or linear progression, they never get to experience the game at its peak. So what do? They come out with Classic. You had Rift before WoW Classic. You had Rift. Rift did it already before World of Warcraft did. You know? And I think that these companies are just trying to bank on nostalgia. And I don't think it's enough to sustain the populace. Because the flaw is within the design itself. You know, you're not capitalizing on older content to keep adding new content, but keep older content relative. In Final Fantasy XIV, that's what they do. That's why it's so beloved. Because it kept all the zones where players kept going back for one reason or another. What else do you want? You know, that's what ESO did with One Tamriel. You know, One Tamriel closed that gap because Matt's like, you know, hey man, we need, between Rich and Matt, I'll give it up maybe between the two. They were like, we need to make these zones relative. We have to. Now you think, what's WoW talking about? Level squish, right? Level squish. You know, doing the same thing that ESO does. There's a problem with that as well. I'm not going to get into it. There's a reason ESO pulled it off, and World of Warcraft's going to fail at it. And why is that? It's because of the way progression works in World of Warcraft versus ESO. You can't adopt a mechanic like that and expect it to go without a hitch if you don't adapt progression. Right? And Blizzard still, I mean, I think they have the premise, like it's not a bad idea, but it changes everything the way the game's gone. And the current player base is hanging on by a thread. So if you hit level squish, right, and you say, okay, we're going to drop level to this, especially after people have bought tokens to progress past a certain point, how are players going to adapt if you implement a new progression system after you just did the level squish? You know what I'm saying? It's like you had BFA. Bad decision. Now you're talking about bringing Classic WoW. Now you're talking about level. Like, you can see Blizzard they're frantic. They're trying to save as many paid customers as they possibly can. 8.2 is just a confirmation of the desperation of Blizzard. But Blizzard did more than just ruin the game with BFA. What they did was they ruined their reputation as a company. You know, you fire 8% of your workforce. You hire one person for $14-point-something million, and then on top of it, you use a tax haven to avoid paying federal taxes. Your public image is smeared. And then the previous BlizzCon, you question your consumers about what they want because they didn't like your Diablo Immortal announcement. Like, Activision Blizzard has lost so much trust and admiration from its consumers. It's a sinking ship. The company is a sinking ship. It's a time bomb that has no timer on it. It's going to blow at any minute. Blizzard fucked up in more ways than one. They just kept... There's that black chocobo. I should be getting my code for that sometime soon. But, yeah. They fucked up. So, will I leave Final Fantasy XIV for another MMO? Here becomes the question. When you're taking a look at any of your MMOs, or you're taking a look at any game that you're currently playing, you have to ask yourself one question. Why are you playing that game? Because that's what keeps you playing it. Is it the PvE? Is it the PvP? What is it that keeps you there? Because any game there's a number of games. There's a plethora of them. But why does players stay with one game? Well, no matter what reason, typically it's because they've invested time into that character. So time is relevant or relative. But regardless, players have a hard time letting go of something they've invested so much time in. And unfortunately, like I said, for companies, once a consumer decides to leave, right? A paid customer decides to leave, you have bigger problems than just saying. And most people, and here's the thing, the customers are quick to diminish or say, oh, it's only one customer. Oh, it's only two customers. Oh, it's only 100 customers. Oh, it's only 1,000 customers. Oh, wait a minute. We just lost 1,000 customers in a day. That's when it should start getting scary. But Blizzard, what it did to the one thing you never do as a company, you disregard why your players are leaving. And ESO is having the same problems with the European players for the last month after Elsewhere. European players are jumping ship. You see it on their forums. Like, players are like, we can't keep players. They're leaving due to performance. Help, get it fixed, get it fixed. And it's like, ESO, like ZeniMax should have taken that into consideration. You don't, disregard why players are leaving. You take note, why are they leaving, and you nip that shit in the ass quick. Because if you don't, others will follow. Others will follow. Just the way it works. So if one rat jumps the boat, I guarantee you multiple rats are going to jump. And let's be honest, if a rat will jump a vessel, you got some problems, man. Got some major problems. All right, I'm out. Irish, thank you for stopping in. Oren, thank you for stopping in. Chrissy, thank you for stopping in. Thumbtack, thank you for stopping in as well. I really want to thank everybody, man. Thank you guys for this continued support. I love you guys. And bring it on. Throw wide the gates 2019. Shadowbringers, Mystic Raven. Have a nice day.